birds, and Kim did a great job in positioning the vehicle and getting us all of the right light and angles. I'm sure Roger and Andrew got some wonderful new photographs, so they were very, very happy. Ruan, the local boy, was on the game drive event, and I'm sure that Ruan used some of his inside info to wow the judges, and I believe that Ruan would have had to work double time to wow the judges, but I know Pines very well, and I'm sure that he would have done just that. Warren was on the photographic event this afternoon, and I know that Warren is a very accomplished wildlife photographer, so he delivered something which was very, very professional, and Andrew and Roger were once again very impressed with that event. Please do remember that we are live and interactive, so please feel free to send in your questions and comments in the section below. And we're going to be joined by Jan Dekema this evening from Shamwari. Before we start our dinner, Jan is going to be regaling us with some tales and some entertainment. Jan's got a little story to tell for us, and I'd like to invite Jan to come up and join me here at the fire, please. Welcome. Please come and join me. Come and sit here.
Thank you very much.
It's nice and cozy here around the fire.
It is. I'm enjoying this.
Evening, huh?
It is a little bit nippy this evening.
So Jan, I believe that you are down, well, you visited us all the way from the Eastern Cape. It's a long, long way down from there. How long was your drive to get up here to join us?
Look, the drive was very long. It was
just bring you to a nice focused state for the competition.
A little bit, yes.
And I believe that you've never actually had the privilege to visit this low-fault region and the Greater Kruger before. So you must be seeing a lot of new things. Maybe you can share with us some of your new sightings, new animals and birds that you might have seen?
Cameron, absolutely. I mean, this was, first of all, a lovely experience from the word go already. You know, I've seen stuff here that I've never even imagined seeing. You know, I think for the group that was with me, when I saw the first spotted hyena, I just bolted. I went to go and look for it. I had my binoculars and I wanted to see it again. I mean, we were busy with the track and sign, and I remember Battalier flying over, and I know Juan was standing with a clipboard. I think someone was trying to give him a score still, and I walked straight towards him. I grabbed him and I said, "Is that a Battalier?" And I think that excitement just by seeing something that I've just never seen before, live first, that I can add onto my birding list, it's a phenomenal place. The bush is lush, it's beautiful. And coming from the Eastern Cape that far and seeing the magnitude of this place, it's unbelievable.
It's a very, you just feel like a kid all over again, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
You're discovering new things.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Yeah.
Very excited. Well, we're very excited to have you here with us.
Thank you very much.
Perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about Shamwari and the Eastern Cape, to explain maybe what sort of biome, what sort of vegetation do you guys have down there?
Absolutely. So, you know, we've got 5 of the biomes on Shamwari Private Game Reserve. It's a privately owned game reserve in the Eastern Cape. We're about 27,000 hectares, which is it's a fairly big reserve. You know, we host the Big 5 as well there, and we've got, you know, we're very, very fortunate to host the black rhinos, white rhinos, cheetahs. We've got hippos there, giraffes, 16 different species of antelopes. It's a phenomenal place to be. It's a phenomenal area to work at. You know, our aim for conservation and the efforts that we put in, and you know, the facilities that we have, the animal rehabilitation center, the born-free animal rescue and educational centers that we've got there. It's a great place, and I invite everyone, and I keep on inviting everyone that's been here, that's been doing the competition with us. Please come and visit, come and stay with us, and it's an open invitation.
I'm sure you'll have 1 or 2 takers. It sounds like a very, very special place indeed, and incredibly biodiverse. Jan, perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about what made you want to become a safari guide?
Cameron, it's a very interesting question, and in the story that I'm going to tell tonight, it's going to be one of the stories that towards the end of the evening that I'm going to tell of a particular animal that triggered something, I think, inside of me to make me want to learn more about wildlife. And believe me or not, I was very scared at first, but we'll go into the story of that. Okay. And you know, my wife played a huge role in my life as well, for encouraging me and pushing me to, you know, go and do something that you love, go and follow that passion, follow that dream. And hats off for her. You know, it was a very, very tough roller coaster. Yeah. And I'm very fortunate of being here, and I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it.
I'm sure she must be very proud to see you sitting here at a competition of this magnitude. So perhaps you'd like to say hi to her and give her a little shout out this evening. I don't know if you have any young ones back at home.
Yes, yeah, no, I have I have a little young one back at home, and yeah, no, she's been an absolute rock star. She's been taking care of the little one while I'm away. I'll be away from them for the first time ever, and it's a total of almost 2 weeks. That was very hard, saying goodbye to that 4-year-old at the airport and seeing him, because he obviously shed a bit of a tear.
Of course.
And he looked at me and he's like, "Are you alright?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm fine." I'm fine. So I walked away, and so obviously they thought I'm leaving. So I walked back again just to check it. I was like, "Stop." Thanks, Cameron.
Jan, why do you think that the Safari Guide of the Year competition is so important for our industry?
Look, Cameron, that's a very, very good question. And I think this is one of the competitions that I wish Mike started. Word that all of us has experienced from a very young age and up until tonight still. One word. And we are living with that one word every single day. We're experiencing it in one way. I looked at Pioneer, instructor, assessor. I'm like, yes, what am I doing here? It's not going to work. Looked at, well, right, Warren, let's check what's Warren. Yeah, Warren's got more Instagram followers than all of us here together. I was like, that's also not going to work. Checked Ruan. It's like, Ruan from Kapama. What's the chance? No chance. Might as well just go home. And then checked Kimberley, Lion Sands, right here. And I'm like, oh. And I had to talk to the fellow contestants, or the fellow guides from Shamwari itself. And they said, you know, if you're never going to push yourself to go and experience this and try go into an uncomfortable position where you're not comfortable. So try to get uncomfortable, and then from there you're going to learn. And fear lets you learn. Believe me. And fear could be a split second, or fear can be over a very long time. And talk about ladies, and I've got a lot of respect for women in our industry, in our world. But there was 2 particular ladies that also stood out for me in my military career. And I'll tell you a little bit of a story about these 2 ladies. And it was the first time in the South African history that 2 ladies qualified as paratroopers. And Lord forgive me, I don't know their names, because we were addressed in the military on your surname. So it was a colored lady. She was this big. Malchas. Surname was Malchas. She had 2 golden teeth on this side, on either side. She was a heavy lifter, power lifter. Boy, oh boy, she was strong. Malchas. And then on Kosana, my length. Strong ladies. So I'm not going to make a long story, but obviously they did the paratrooper selection. We went through the selection phases. Obviously, when you're done with selection phase, you do the hanger phase, and then eventually you ended up doing the jumping phase. And in each course, they do a small video of you, and they film you of what you're doing in that course. And I'll never in my life forget it. I was 4th in line. We were jumping out of a Kaza. She was forced to stop, and she looked up, and she's like, but he didn't win. And there's only one way down. You remember, you've been picked up by the plane, and then they take you there. So you need to go to your desert. It's not going to take you back there, and someone's going to go and pick you up. So the instructors, off you go in Kosana. So she got booted out, but it was my fault. So now we're going down. Obviously landed, and as I landed, I was like, whoa, I could probably. So now I'm lying on the ground, flat out. Parachute's down, I'm lying. I'm like, oh, thank goodness I made it. And I heard that lady, Kosana, shouting from that side. Dykema! Klokwan! Utlanyela! Some will understand that. I will tell you guys later what that meant. So now I'm lying down there, it's like, right, I'll pretend I'm dead. So So I'm lying there. So I don't even unhook my parachute. I was just lying down there. Yes, and she came marching over and she grabbed me. What were you doing? It was your fault. I said, yes, yeah, I know. I was scared. And afterwards, we chatted about it. And we had a good laugh and a good old chuckle, but fear. But it also made me then realize it's okay to be scared. Because yet again, each and every one of sitting us, from a small age till now, had some sort of a fear every day. And it reminded me when I got to Shamwari. So we live in long bungalows, or not a long bungalow. Let's see it as a long bungalow where I live. So it's different rooms, and each room's got a little stoopy. So I've got the 4 last units, which they made into a little house for myself and my wife. So the parking bay for our cruisers is quite far. It's probably about 50 meters. So it's a 50-meter walk that you need to do. Obviously with load shedding, it's lovely. So I'm walking back, tired after dinner, park the cruiser, I'm walking back. So imagine, so we've got the long building going down that way with each little room. And then there was a little spec boom and a little area here. But we had a guy that had 2 rats as pets, but these big white rats with red eyes. I don't know if you guys will probably remember them. Those big ones. So to make a long story short, he left, but he just opened up the cage and let them free. But he didn't tell anyone about it. So obviously one night I'm coming back, and on each little stoop we've got these little pool lounges with the footrests. So you've got your little stoop with a pool lounger, and then here towards the headrest is right level towards the